What's going on YouTube? Kiwi Stings here, bringing you a Final Fantasy the First Soldier Battle Royale video today. And today's video is all going to be about beginner tips to help you go on whether you're playing solos or trios, and just to give you basic tips on the game and how to make yourself better. So without further ado, we'll get into it. Here we go, guys. Okay guys, we'll just have a, we'll get straight into the tips now. I'll just run one of my solo games that I had on stream yesterday. If you guys want to catch me live on stream, you can see me at twitch.tv/KiwiStings, same name as on YouTube. But yeah, we'll get straight into the tips. So, first tip I have for you is once you've gone through the game, of course, even if you're a player that's already played the last couple days, Training Zone. Training Zone is a really good place to start off with. It has all the materials, all the guns, things you can aim at as well, dummy targets, etc. It's a really good place to test out each materia, see which ones you like for when you jump into an actual standard or ranked game. It has every weapon sitting in the Training Zone too, so you can practice each one, get a feel for each one, see which ones you like, and also, of course, the most important thing is like learn the recoil pattern of each gun. You can either play with your hands or controller. I feel this game is definitely better with controller. I think it is more made for controller in that regard. But yeah, weapons is definitely a good one to practice with in Training Zone. It is going to be the biggest thing for you because, of course, range damage, big damage, we're here to kill, we're here to be the sole survivor, so you got to pick and decide which weapons you like. Me personally, I like the Descent Bane SMG. I think that is really good. The combat rifle that we actually have in game right now is probably my favorite AR. Another good option I feel is the Inferno, the LMG. That has little to no recoil, so I mean that's another choice, but it's all up to you guys. You may want to run shotguns. My opinion on shotguns, I don't really like them. Yeah. Next part we'll go into is areas. So when you're finally happy with what you've done in the Training Zone and you're ready to go into areas, the map is huge. You can go anywhere in the map. Thing is as well, if you like certain areas, you can keep on dropping there. The good thing about that is wherever there's treasure chests, wherever you find them in a certain place you want to go, they will always be there, besides ones that may spawn next to hard monsters like tonberries or the Guardian Sentinel, etc. Yeah, so the more you land in a certain part, you'll learn the areas a lot better because the treasure chests will always be there, so you'll have a good idea on where to land every single time. And we'll go into combat now with the RNG side. If you land somewhere and someone is next to you or lands with you, don't be afraid to engage in a melee combat situation. Melee damage in this game is super strong. Like super strong. I can't get across that enough. Especially if you're warrior. Warrior probably has a little bit of advantage over the other 4 classes, but every class can do the damage with melee. Yeah, don't be afraid if you see a person land with you, they get a gun. The amount of times I have been smacked by me grabbing a gun when I first started playing and someone just landing behind me and just absolutely shredding me with melee attacks, it was it was over in just a few seconds. I've done the same to others. Yeah, it's melee damage in this game is really fun. I actually like how they've done it. It doesn't make it so it's just all weapons side to it, but melee is definitely a good combat scenario in this game. Okay, next thing we'll go into is when you're running around, you're not versing anyone, you've stopped your looting, etc. What else can you do in between? Well, on your way, you will see monsters all around the map. I suggest maybe not the harder ones like bombs, etc. But just like the slug rays and that. I would say if you have the downtime in the game where you're moving with the storm, kill them. The reason being is they not only drop ammo for your guns you currently have, or other ammo actually as well, but they also drop gil. Gil is a big factor in this game as well, for mostly one reason. There is 4 machines, coloured machines in this game. I call them ATM machines. I'll show a picture right now. So what these machines do is you can buy things such as materia, weapons, upgrade your stuff, or buy potions for the gil you get in treasure chests or drops from monsters. I'd say the 2 most important machines are going to be the red and the blue. Red straight up upgrades your melee damage, which is fantastic. You always want to level this up, just in case you do get in that close range combat. It also upgrades your current weapons, like you can see on screen actually right then. That was perfect timing actually. And the other great one to get is the blue one. Blue ones not only have ammo, but the more important thing is you can buy potions. Potions is going to be a really big thing in this game because of course you have to be the sole survivor. You need to heal when you take damage either from monsters or other players, and if you don't have like the cure materia, potions you always want, whether you're healing in between, when you're running out of storm, or even mid-fight. Mid-fight heals is always a big one too. So those 2 are definitely the best. The other 2, the green and the yellow, they upgrade your materia, or oh sorry, no, they don't upgrade your materia. You can buy brand new material from the green one, and same as the yellow one, you can buy weapons. But if you're already sussed and set with good weapons in your inventory or what you have on, then those 2 are pretty worthless. The next part we go into is definitely on that scenario of heals. Heals in this game is, definitely the big thing. The only way to heal in this game is with the potions or the cure materia. I always normally run a cure materia when I find one. If I find one, I drop it pretty much straight away for something else that I may have. I think the curing and healing in this game is definitely needed, so you always want to try and get some sort of heals in your inventory or in your backpack. Okay, the next part we'll go through is the storm zones. Early game, you'll see your circle where the storm will land or where it will come in from, and that circle will be where you're all good. Early game, if you're in the storm, it's fine. You take like 1 damage per second, etc. to begin with. But towards the game, as the circle gets smaller and smaller, you do not want to be in the storm. The storm will take massive damage off your health, and of course you can easily die in the storm with bad situations. So always try and be try and be in your circle. You don't want to be too far out. One way to easily move around is definitely vehicles, whether it be the bike, a car, or even picking up your chocobo. Chocobo you can get at those chocobo signs. As long as you've hatched your chocobo egg or you've got more, you can spawn a chocobo and then ride that around the map. It'll be a lot faster than just running on foot, and of course you can get out of the sticky situations as well. Now we'll go into materia. Materia is of course another big thing behind weapons and heals and everything. You've got materia like cure, fire, blizzard, thunder, gravity, blind. There's many. There's a lot. Another thing, because I said with the training zone, figure out which ones you like. Say specifically if you're playing the sorcerer class, your bread and butter damage is going to be your materia. You'll do bigger damage than you would any other class because you are a sorcerer, so your materia damage is going to be bigger. In my opinion, my favorite ones to run is always Cure. I love Cure. I also like Blizzard, because if someone pushes you and you're in a sticky situation, you can drop Blizzard and it sort of just sits there and punnets against them, like shoots against them, while you could be hiding behind a rock and healing. Firaga is fire, as it upgrades to Fira and Firaga, because there's 3 levels. It is a super strong super strong materia for sure, but you sort of have to aim and throw it. Be careful. I like running it too, but a couple times I try and do the quick spawn, and if it lands right in front of you, you pretty much self-destruct yourself. That could be the same said with the gravity one. Gravity is like a little ball. Anything that gets caught in it, you can't move. You'll be like really slow. You can't shoot, etc. So if you can get an opponent in that is very strong. But I had the same thing as like fire. If you get caught in it, you're pretty much vulnerable for a short amount of time. What else is there? Thunder is also not bad, but like I said, my main three I like running is probably Cure, Blizzard, and either Fire, or I like Aero. Aero is good if you're, to be honest, if you're a bit of a camper and you like getting up high, rolling sniper rifles, you can get up to, high mountains way easier with Aero. All it does is lift you up, or it shoots you up in the air, and you can get into good places that maybe a lot of others cannot. Those are just some of the ones I use, but there's many more in there. Of course, if you're going to trios, you've got like the re-rays, etc., which is also super strong. Another top one, if you come across, which I always love running if I find it, is Comet. Comet is super strong too. It's a big, massive circle AoE move. That's a really good one. It's won me a few games with that alone. That's about it for materia, I guess. I suppose the last thing we'll go into is probably controller sensitivity and maybe things you didn't know on the controller. Okay guys, now we'll get into a bit of tips that you can have if you're playing with controller. What a lot of people don't know, I'll just play this ending to this match anyway, is your controller sensitivity. I would say have a muck around with it. There's the standard settings in there. If you don't like it, you can swap it around. I'll probably do a video on my controller settings and I'll upload it, of course. But there is little things that people didn't know on how to do. So I'll just swap over to in-game right now for you guys. We're back here and we're in-game. Now what I was going to show is settings. Settings. So there we go. Like I said, we'll go into I'll do a controller settings build after, but now we're just going to go on to these. Some people were curious on how to actually use your materia on controller. Some people were really confused with that. So what you got to do is you got to hold your L1, and then your three other top bumpers and buttons is going to be your three materia slots. So like R1 would be your first slot materia, R2 your second, and L2, which is sort of difficult because you have to try to run two at the same time, is your third slot one. And if you ever come across and you have a summon, you hold down L1 and you push in your right analog stick. That'll summon your Esper. And now a couple other things you could do is, people didn't know that you can run up the walls like mountains. So what you got to do, your jump button is your X or whatever it is on your Xbox controller. If you're using a different Xbox controller, I can't remember what it is. If it's A, I think, I'm not too sure. You hold down that jump button when you're running towards a wall, and you can actually run up the wall. Same as buildings. Also for the crawl, for people you might come across that are snipering, you can actually lay down on the ground if you hold down your circle button, with the one to actually make you crouch. If you hold it down, you will crawl. Those are just little things that some people actually always ask me on stream and that, like how to do it. So I just thought I would throw out those little extra things for you guys. As you can see here though, if you actually go into the controller settings, it does say everything that controllers do. So I mean, it's just messing around with everything. But I think that comes to the end of the video today, guys. It was just a quick little tips to help you out, and yeah, hopefully you get your victories going on in this Final Fantasy, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, if this helped you at any way, You can leave a like, comment down below if you want to see anything specific on this game, or I could do many videos for you guys depending on what you guys want to see. Like I said, I'll probably bring out just a couple quick videos like my controller sensitivity, and also a couple other things with the collection with, I'll just go through them when I do send them out. Alright guys, well in the meantime, you guys have a great day or night, wherever that you guys are, and we will catch you all in the next one. Peace guys.